Man. It looked like it's getting rougher and tougher for Young Thug, man. All his peoples is taking pleas, taking the stands, and they telling, they snitching, they talking, B. I don't know how Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, is going to win this trial. It's to the point where they're going to force him to take a plea. In my opinion, I guess. This is the co-founder, one of his right hands, talking, taking a plea. And this is the coverage. Y'all tell me. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. I don't know, man. I don't know why y'all, these gangs and these criminals, you do the crime, you do the time. That's cheating. Like, how you want to be this thug, this criminal, this killer, this robber, right? And be able to get away with it, be able to terrorize. But as soon as your time for when you get caught, you know it's a game you play with the police. It's y'all versus the law. You play. So you get caught, he get caught. Sometimes you get away, sometimes you get caught. But when you get caught, you can't. This is cheating right here. So now I'm allowed to terrorize, but then when I got to sit down, when it's time for me to get the consequences from my shit, now I want to cheat and get out of my time. Nah, man. That ain't fair. That ain't fair at all. Yeah, man. So we gonna see if Young Thug. Good luck.
You, Ms. Love?
It's going to be
okay. Ms. Hilton is going to ask you a series of questions that's designed to get at the two areas we talked about. When she's done, your attorney, Ms. Gladden, will offer me some things on your behalf, and then you and I will have a short conversation, and I should be able to accept your plea, okay?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right, madam, go right ahead.
Thank you. May I take off my mask?
You can, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Stevens, if you could please state your true and correct legal name.
Trontavia Stevens.
And are you the same person referred to as Trontavia Stevens, also known as Tick and also known as Slug, on indictment 22 SC 183572?
Yes.
Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine?
No.
How old are you?
29.
And how far have you gone to school?
I got a GD.
Okay. Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Do you understand that you are charged in this indictment with count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges?
Yes.
And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial?
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with your lawyer, Attorney Gladden, about all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charge in this indictment?
Yes.
Have you also been able to speak with her about any potential defenses?
Yes.
Do you need any more time to discuss this matter with your attorney?
No.
Are you satisfied with her counsel and representation?
Yes.
Do you waive formal reading of the indictment?
Excuse me?
So waived.
Yes. I asked if you and your attorney waive formal reading of the indictment.
That means I don't want to read the charge.
If not, I got to read the indictment.
No.
So waived.
Okay? All right.
Do you waive any and all defects, if any, with respect to the indictment?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens, have you been arrested on these charges?
You've been arrested on these charges.
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, the state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Ms. Gladden, are you aware of any outstanding warrants as it relates to these charges?
I'm not.
Okay. Has your attorney advised you of the minimum?
He's in custody. Why would he have outstanding warrants? Y'all should take care of that. He's been in custody for how long? So why would he have outstanding warrants right now? He's been in y'all custody.
And maximum sentence for the charge in which you are pleading to?
Yes.
Do you understand that as to count 1, conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, that it carries a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of 20 years in custody?
Yes.
Do you
5 to 20. So they looking at a max of 20 years in their case. Because other cases, they looking at, 50, 60, 70 years. So 20 years, okay. They're looking at from 5 to 20 years. I don't know, man. I might take that to try.
you understand this is a negotiated plea of guilty, which means that the state will recommend to the court a sentence that I will read, but the court does not have to accept this recommendation, and that the court can sentence you to the maximum on each charge?
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that this plea, the state's offer...
Oh, the max on each charge. So it's 20 years per charge, depending if he got multiple charges. So, whew.
On this plea is, as to count 1, 10 years to serve 2 years, commute the time served with a balance of 8 years on probation. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand there are certain special conditions as it relates to this negotiation?
Yes.
For one, you shall abide in full by each and all of the terms of this negotiated agreement.
8 years probation? Woo. They what? Out.
And your failure to abide by any of the terms of the agreement shall constitute a violation of this agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that you shall testify truthfully about all matters relating to this case upon which you are questioned at any trial or judicial proceeding stemming from the facts alleged in this indictment?
Yes.
Do you understand that in accordance with testifying truthfully about all matters related to this case?
Man. So they went from a 10-year sentence, 10 years, 2 years,
And all the
time
statements
served,
contained within the defendant's fact.
and 8 years probation. All he want to do is be released. What? I get time served for the 2 years, for the huh? And I can go home and be on probation, but I just gotta abide by all these strict ass rules and shit. Long as I'm home. And they jumping on these pleas, man. I feel sorry for Young Thug.
Actual acknowledgments portion of this agreement are true, and that you will testify truthfully about those statements and any matters related to this case when asked to do so.
Yes.
Do you understand as a special condition, you shall possess no guns unless your right to do so is restored?
Yes.
That you shall also submit to random drug screens by the Department of Community Supervision and any agency designated by this court?
Yes.
That you shall commit no criminal acts?
Yes.
And that you will relinquish any Fifth Amendment right related to any statement contained within the defendant's factual acknowledgments contained within this plea agreement, and you will make no attempt at trial to assert a Fifth Amendment privilege when questioned on these matters. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that some of the factual acknowledgments that you acknowledge
So if they call him to the stand for trial, whatever, for Young Thug, he can't. He's waiving his right to plead the Fifth.
is one, that Young Slime Life, aka YSL, is an organization made up of 3 or more members or associates who share common identifiers that include but are not limited to colors, hand signals, and terminology, who have committed crimes intended to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL. Is that one of your acknowledgments?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that you were one of the founding members of Young Slime Life?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that you committed an aggravated assault as alleged in count 1 of this indictment by brandishing a gun at an undercover police officer that was surveilling a vehicle that was hijacked from a woman?
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that in October of 2014, you were arrested with a red bandana and you were observed with a YSL tattoo and a Cleveland Avenue Rock Crew tattoo, amongst other tattoos?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge in that same incident, when you were asked by law enforcement about your Rock Crew and your YSL tattoos, that you truthfully advised law enforcement that you were a member of a gang called Rock Crew, but that group is no longer going by that name and now goes by YSL, which originally stood for Young Slime Life?
Yes.
Did you also in that same conversation advise law enforcement that YSL originally stood for Young Slime Life, but the group began calling itself Young Successful Lifestyle after Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, signed a record deal?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that the statements made to police about Rock Crew and YSL, as reflected in sections 3 and 4 above, which I just mentioned, are true and accurate?
Yes.
You acknowledge that you've been accused of and arrested for robbing women?
Yes.
You acknowledge that you are the same person referred to as Tick in the song by Young.
Why are you robbing women, B? Why are you robbing women? You shouldn't be able to take no fucking plea deal, nigga. You shouldn't be able to. Do the crime, you do the time.
Thug entitled You, in the verse, She Getting Robbed by Tick.
Yes.
You also
He made a song about it. Young Thug made a song about his boy robbing females, yo. Robbing girls, females, ladies, women, nurturers. You got a mama, nigga. You got an auntie, grandmama, baby mom, girlfriend, sister. And y'all cool with that shit? See, I'm glad I don't support Young Thug music anyway. Only songs I ever heard with Young Thug was the ones that was on the radio. Not supporting no shit. You rapping about your man robbing females, and this is what they rapping and singing about, and wanna fuck out of here, nigga. Shouldn't be allowed to take no plea, nigga.
also acknowledge that on February 4th, 2021, you participated in a group chat with fellow YSL founder Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, and YSL associates Wooney Lee, aka Slime Life Shorty, wherein Jeffrey Williams stated, "YSL rule the world, kid. Y'all just start bringing me the money. Man, y'all stop playing with me." Do you acknowledge that?
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that on May 13th, 2021, you participated in a
Whoa, May 13th, what y'all doing? Huh? That's a real nigga B-Day. It's like, I ain't even gonna call myself that, but that's my B-Day, May 13th. That's my B-Day. Yeah. What y'all doing on my B-Day, man? Relax. Relax.
Another group chat with fellow YSL founder Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, and YSL associates Martinez Arnold, Miles Farley, Quantavious Greer, Antonio Sumlin, Mooney Lee, wherein Jeffrey Williams asks, y'all ain't beat him up or shot him yet? Then states, y'all getting soft.
Yes.
Do you
Damn, he ain't just taking the police snitching on Young Thug. He snitching on the whole, like, 3-4 other names she just named. She just named, he said, yes. You just told on a bunch of niggas.
acknowledge that the gas station at 151 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell drugs?
Yes.
That also the gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell drugs?
Yes.
And also, do you acknowledge that you cannot truthfully assert that anyone charged in this indictment is not guilty of the crimes as alleged in this indictment, and you will not make any attempt at trial, prior to trial, or after trial to exonerate or exculpate anyone charged in this indictment of the crimes alleged in this indictment, nor will you claim that anyone on this indictment is not guilty of the crimes as charged in this indictment?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that if you
Damn, he just told on all them niggas. He just told that all y'all niggas did the crime, yo.
violate the plea agreement, the district attorney can and will use a statement during any judicial proceeding?
Yes.
You also understand and acknowledge that if you violate any portion of this plea agreement before, during, or after the initial trial of this case, you are subject to having the entirety of your sentence revoked.
Yes.
And you could be sentenced to prison.
Yes.
Do you also understand if you violate any terms of this plea agreement, it will result in your sentence being revoked, and the district attorney will recommend that you serve up to the maximum sentence allowed by law in the Georgia Department of Corrections?
Yes.
Do you also understand?
Streets ain't real, y'all. This is letting you know right here, the streets is a myth. Streets ain't real. They want to be able to cheat, man. I want to be able to do the crime and then get out of doing the time. These niggas is like this. They just up there. They might as well just be pointing, yo. He telling on everybody, man. Streets is a myth, yo. That just this tell you right here, gang shit, street life, all that running in a gang, and it ain't it. It ain't it, in my opinion. It ain't it. This is what, and then most of the time, y'all be in gangs, this is what y'all get jumped in for? Huh?
Understand fully that if prior to the conclusion of the initial trial of this case, that you fail or refuse to testify to any fact that you now acknowledge in this plea agreement, such failure or refusal constitutes a violation of this plea agreement, and you'll be subject to being sentenced to serve the remainder of your sentence confined within the Georgia Department of Corrections.
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that no promises, agreements, or conditions have been made other than those set forth in this document, and none will be entered into unless memorialized in writing and signed by all parties?
Yes.
And did you, along with your attorney, sign this document and dated today's date, December 29, 2022?
Yes.
And that's your signature here?
Yes.
It's over, man. It's over, Doug. They forcing you to take a plea, dog.
Do you understand that this plea may be used in enhanced sentencing on other convictions in this jurisdiction as well as in other jurisdictions, including the federal courts?
Yes.
Do you understand if you are currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on your entering a guilty plea today?
What on it?
By law, they have to say that you're probation.
Why that ain't in the paper though?
Yo,
Spectrum
he
Mobile
he's
is-
like, why that ain't in the paper? He don't agree with that. He don't agree with that. He like, why that ain't in the paper though?
I ain't read it. Can you repeat that?
Sure. I'm letting you know your rights. That's not something that's going to, I can't tell you that's not something that we're asking for the court to do, but that's something that's a right that I have to read to you.
All right.
All right? All right. So I'm reading your rights now. I'm going back to reading your rights that you're giving up by entering into a plea. Do you understand that if you are currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on your entering a guilty plea today?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit or any special conditions of probation without being subject to revocation for the balance of the sentence?
Yes.
Do you understand that you are not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen, a guilty plea conviction will affect your immigration status and will result in deportation?
Yes.
And that.
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty,
Yes.
the right to confront witnesses against you?
Yes.
The right to assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of your case?
Yes.
She just reading the rights now, but y'all see it. This is his co-founder. This is the co-founder. Him apparently, him and Young Thug was like this. These the two who created the group, dog. Huh? They created the group together. And now he's taking a plea and telling on his mans. More than just him. A few of them he telling on. The streets ain't real. Get out of it. Go get a 9 to 5. Do what you got to do. Real life shit, man. Follow your dreams, your hobbies. You know what I'm saying? The streets ain't real. It's a myth, bro. It's a myth. Everybody's telling. It's like telling is the new shit now. It's like telling is fully accepted. There's not going to be no consequences. It's not going to change anything. You can just tell on your mans, rat on people, come home and live your life and just go about it without anything happening. And when I grew up, the way I grew up, you couldn't really do that. Maybe one would slip through. Maybe one snitch in the neighborhood would slide through the cracks here and there, but usually you snitch, it's over for you. Career, street credibility, female credibility, having friends, you're not getting invited to nothing. Nobody wants to fuck with you, work with you. Females don't want to fuck with you. I'm telling you, man, that's how it used to be. You used to have to hide your face. You got to go into hiding. Relocate. Go to another state, city where they don't even know you. They don't know you. And then you end up doing the same thing out there and then get some other thing right about there and it just be a pattern. And but usually you just don't tell and it's, oh, well, I'm all right, whatever. In my opinion, they just making it very, very hard on Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug. In my opinion, it's like they forcing him to take a plea. What y'all think? Y'all leave a comment, let me know. They forcing y'all. It's over for Thug, huh? Everybody's telling. Hit that like button for me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Won't cost you a thing to hit that subscribe button, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, all the love, man. Jeez! I know how we do over here, man. It's always peace and love, though, man. Always. It's always peace and love. 3 times for your mind.